Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
Teachers of golf in the country, the PGA of America's Teacher of the Year, first woman professional to receive that honor, and it's Kathy G. Jensen from Spokane, Washington.
Hi, Jack. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Great. And now when I started covering golf, Kathy, lessons were given by club pros. Or at a driving range. And it was very simple. There were no cameras, none of the stuff today. But you have become a genius in all this. Tell us how golf teaching has changed in the time that you've been doing it.
Well, I grew up with that kind of school too, so I have some great mentors that have taught me a lot of that old school and by experience, and it just kind of revolutionized into teaching with video. That's where it really started coming out. I'm at a facility now that's very public. We just do hands-on a lot of lessons, but I kind of put a spin on it and did it on the web, so I'm doing web-to-web cam lessons all over the world now. And it's just it's mind-blowing what you can do to communicate. And it's all about communication. So all these new tools out there the golf professionals have to know and do, and digital and all the numbers and data that coming out there, we have to kind of know it all, but we don't always share it all. And I think that's a really big importance, because some people want to know it, some people don't. And they still like that hands-on, that personal one-on-one, but they also know that the gadgets are out there too.
Well, it seemed like at the beginning it was the grip, stance, and swing, just with the V to the shoulder. And I remember Al Menger was the pro at Oakland Hills for a while, and, a great player. Yes. And Al was swing out, up, and over. Yes. and it seems like there's a lot more to it than that.
Well, Al Menger, I have a little tie with him. I'm really, really close friends with his nephew, and he's our club maker at our place. So I get lots of stories with Al. Another one is who really kind of inspired me into golf. I didn't have a golf pro when I grew up. And my parents, there was a little ad in the back of the Golf Digest, and it was a Billy Casper golf camp. And Billy Casper was my very first inspiration into kind of going into this world. He was the very first golf pro I ever met. So, and in light of that, he just passed away, and I've been kind of remembering a lot of that kind of stuff right now. But wow, his passion for the game really influenced what I'm doing now.
Well, Billy won the first Buick Open in 1958. He beat Arnold Palmer. And then Arnie got back at him years later when they played the Senior Open at Oakland Hills. Arnie beat Billy and Bob Stone in a playoff.
Yes, he did. And with the pop putter, that was amazing. He was a genius in the putting green. So.
Well, he was absolutely one of the really fine people in golf, and just a great man, great family man, everything about him terrifically underrated. He had one of the great Ryder Cup players that we've ever had, and just a very, very kind man who could play the game.
Yeah, and that old school flavor, that's kind of what I grew up with too, and just that you don't get that stuff, and to pass that on, and what they have done to pass it on, and hopefully we can pass it on to this new generation that's in this techie world that we're in right now, and get them some hands-on and some feel for the game and personal one-on-one, and not just through a gadget, how to be amongst people as well. So it's all about communicating.
Now, how you said that your web lessons to go from here to where? Give me how does somebody set that up, and how do you do it?
Well, I've been working with a company called Golf Coach Direct. It's golfcoachdirect.com, and if you look them up, they kind of get your students for you, okay? And they submit a video. I get to see the video before we actually book a lesson. They're only they're about 10-15 minutes long, but I can get into it, and I'm talking just like I am with you, one-on-one through the computer, and showing them drills and getting their personality and trying to figure out where the puzzle is for them to help solve it. It's kind of like more for do-it-yourselfer, or also I have clients that go down south and I can still keep in touch with them if they're having problems down there. I still get my clients in a different world, so it's kind of keeping them in touch all the time.
How did you get into the techie stuff?
I've always loved that. It's awesome.
You must have been good at math, right?
Yeah.
Math and science?
Math and science, and do a lot of video. My studio is right on our driving range. I have a 2-bay studio, and like a lot of times I'm teach year-round all the time. I'm working with another company. It's called Scarlett's Golf Experience. We're working on a 3 surround simulator that's in HD, and it's just amazing that these people can play golf in the winter times and not hanging up the clubs anymore. We can keep it going. So that's kind of a very good thing. I think they should be taking more lessons in the winter time so they can enjoy the golf in the summertime.
Kind of the winter like it is here in Grand Rapids this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. We can go play golf anywhere. Look, we're doing it in here.
Now, what's the farthest student you've had? What distance have you gone with this?
Germany, Australia. Most of them are back east. It's interesting, and some of them have been relatives of somebody around here, so they connect to them and say, you need to do this. But most of them are back east. I mean, you can take it anywhere. I can travel and give lessons, so it's just a laptop, and we're doing it, and there's an app for it. So now you can just do it off your phone now. And most of the time with the technology, it's becoming smaller and smaller. Where now the apps are really important, and even the cameras on the phone are better. So I'm getting feedback just by a phone now.
It's no wonder you're the National Teacher of the Year. My gosh. What did you think when all this started happening?
Well, it's quite the process, and it takes a year to do. The first year, every step's an honor. I mean, your peers and your mentors come out of the door. My parents have been influences of it. Legendary golf pros that I grew up with, they're a big part of what I'm doing. And my current head pro, if I wouldn't be where he is now, he was very instrumental to let my wings fly and do what I want to do, and very supportive. So in that aspect, it takes each step is achievement, and it's very honorable that they do that. So the first year I got to the finalists, which is about 3 or 4. It takes a year process for each of these. And then the second year they sent me through again, and I got to the finalist, and then I got a phone call from the president of PGA America. So yeah, it was quite I was stunned.
Now, in the current issue of the PGA magazine, which is the thickest magazine that I receive, Sports Illustrated seems like it's a tiny little thing compared to the PGA, and the PGA magazine this month is on youth golf, and they're talking about getting kids in from even 2-3 years old, just to get them to swinging and get them away from going into soccer and all these other swimming. And what do you think of that? How young do you start kids?
Well, I think today's age is different than when we grew up. They're a little bit more structured. Their attention span's better at a younger age now. They're also in groups, and they're going to school a little earlier. So that helps with the attention span for the golf too. So I think it's a great thing, and we need to grow the game through our youth. We need it for the longevity, even way beyond our years. And so that's going to be a real big push. And getting into the first tee is another venue, and also going into the PGA Junior League is a big push, and all of that stuff. That's an enhancement to high school golf and college golf. So each way, even if they're in soccer right now, hopefully if some of them don't carry on with that game, maybe we need to tag on to them after they're done with that, or early on so they don't go in that, or whatever their choices are. But in some point in life, I think the parents also need to know the benefits of golf and what they can do for their businesses and how they can excel with their jobs and to step up a level because they play golf. I think, and the connections they have and what they can do with their companions and partners and co-workers bunkers and things. Charities need golfers. Charities, that's kind of my issue, is the charities. I think that we need to cooperate more with the charities because some of them aren't filling their golf tournaments. And if they could fill their golf tournaments, then they can make more fundraising for their causes. But they also could supply us with people that don't play golf so we can help. So it should be a win-win situation. So I think we're plugging the holes better. I think we're more aware of that.
Well, I think that like the junior league certainly is just got off the ground a few years ago and has increased every year. It's been going quite well here in Michigan, the Michigan section. And how about is it out in Spokane?
The bigger cities like Seattle and Portland are really taken off, and on my side of it, we're just kind of getting it taken off. Sometimes the smaller chapters are just getting kind of a flavor of it. The other part is the drive, chip, and putt is amazing. I'm so glad the organizations are coming together and creating kind of a theme. Also, the USGA is very involved in trying to help speed up play. I know there's some gadgets they're trying to put at the end of the flag stick, so when you take out the flag stick, they can see the time of the person or that group and putting it back in. I think the speed of play, they're really looking at some advantages to the technology to help us with that speed of play issue. And also the PGA Tour is really changing it up a notch too, because they are also trying to speed up how you view golf through the internet for the younger kids. It's kind of like the red zone in football, okay? They're doing it so it's speedier and they can capture it, and maybe they'll get the kids into it because that's how they are growing up now.
That's good. All they need to do is get some of the architects to get rid of the sharp dog legs and the hazards right in front of the tee.
Yeah, well, hopefully the golfers are choosing different courses for their skill levels too. You know, there are courses out there. It's not just always the tough ones. So,
tell us a little bit about what it's like out in Spokane. Besides, you've got apples out there, and you have the Washington State Cougars just down the road from you, and what's it like out there? What's golf like out there?
We have gorgeous golf courses, just like we do here in Michigan here. So we got top-notch golf courses down there. We're open right now. There's several of them opening this week. We're having an unseasonably warm weather for us. They're all going. My husband's a head golf course superintendent, so I get both sides of the fence. So he's really working it hard to get it all ready, and so they're all going. And Spokane's a wonderful place. It's very community oriented. We love our basketball for Gonzaga and Seattle Seahawks. We're big in that. Sorry, but it's just been an incredible ride with that, and we're just thankful.
Tom Brady went to school here.
Did he? Oh, very good. Well, he did a great job. He's the team is wonderful, and that's sports for us, and for us to experience one Super Bowl, I'm pretty happy with that. But he's a phenomenal player. He's a great athlete.
Now, you also do some work over in Coeur d'Alene, which I've mentioned that I saw Jim Eng working on a golf course there, a spectacular golf course, and beautiful country there.
Yeah, absolutely. Coeur d'Alene's just absolutely stunning. Lots of tourists come into Spokane and go play Indian Canyon, my course, and they'll go play Circling Raven and Black Rock and the Coeur d'Alene Resort over there. Those are really some big stops for tourists. But it's really hopping in the summer. They really make it spectacular, and it's just a really nice place to relax and enjoy and go out on the lakes, and there's a lot of lakes around.
That's kind of sounds like Michigan.
I'm very at home here. People are very nice, and it's a great place. I see the similarities by far.